Hello everybody, it's Marcia Dehn-Nix and I am back today with a scrapbook process video for PageMaps. So I am using the sketch that was in the previews, and this one has two photos in it, and I am trying to get the pattern paper that I want to use. This is the Crepe Paper Marigold collection that I'm playing with. And I had the idea to cut these strips apart and do some distressing on them and then sew them down onto my layout. So this strip that I am working on here is going to go behind some of my photos. And so I think distressing paper edges is kind of a trend right now. You see a lot more of it, as well as machine stitching. So I'm using a very sharp scissors and I'm just scraping it along the edge of the paper. So you're just roughing it up a little bit. It's okay if it has some slight tears in it. Just make sure you hold onto the paper really tight so that you're not going to actually cut the paper too bad when you're doing it. So this is the order that I think I want to put them on here, and I'm just going to arrange them in a row. And I was kind of thinking of the rainbow patterns like Roy G. Biv. So that was my thought here. And then underneath is another piece of pattern paper, and I selected the piece from the Marigold collection with the deer and the squirrels and wildlife, since the pictures I am doing are of my daughter hiking in the mountains. There is also a strip of pattern paper that I want to use for a border that goes up and down, and there's another strip that goes horizontally across the page where I thought I could use this yellow pattern piece. For my journaling, I thought I could use a note card that was in the ephemera pack. And so that is this greenish note card that I put underneath the photo. The punches that I'm using are some EK Success punches that have been in my stash for a while. So this one has a really pretty scallop border, and the other one just had a notebook binding edge on it. So I am going to trim just a little piece off of this. I don't want it to go across the whole width of the page. So I just took a couple inches off of one end. Now I did want to do a little bit of mixed media on my background. So I'm just using the Schmoosh packaging technique with some spray inks that I had. I dilute these down with some water. So you see me spritzing both the ink and some water on here. And then I'm just going to go crazy with some splatters of ink. So I'm using Glimmer Mist Yellow, Heidi Swap Color Shine Blush, an old Mr. Huey's Mary Mary Pink, and then I also threw in some peach at the end for Heidi Swap Color Shine. Just wanted to get some more color that would be visible behind the pattern papers. So I'm going to go ahead then and start adhering down these papers. So I'm going to start off with the border strip that goes vertically on my page and then line up everything along its edge. So it helps, I think, to have, I'm using a large ruler here on one side. It helps everything to stay straighter in between the two, the border and the ruler. So I'm just going to quickly adhere this down, and then once I have everything down, I really wanted to do some machine stitching on here, so there'll be a little break in the video, and I just used some white thread with my Brother sewing machine and stitched at both the top and the bottom. So maybe you'll be able to see that better in the close-ups. It's a little hard to see that detail in the video. So I went through and I roughed up the edges just a little bit more and did some tearing. I really like that distress look. I tend to do it a lot with just my fingers and tear some of the edges. Then I'm going to go and bring out some fussy cut flowers that I have from the Marigold collection. These all came from the same piece of pattern paper. I really love to fussy cut these floral patterns that Maggie Holmes has designed in her collections. It's really fun to do, and these are just beautiful florals that really help stretch your ephemera when you are embellishing your layouts. So then I started to go through and was wondering what else I can stick on my layout. I went looking for a tag that I could stick behind here, and I wanted to cut the tag because I didn't want to waste that pretty paper behind the photos, so I cut it before I put it in there. I kind of want to keep the colors the same as the strips that were there. Now a lot of the strips are being hidden behind the photo and by the ephemera, so I kept the same kind of pink flower up at the top as the strip, and then the leaf is that same kind of orange color that's there, and then the green matches the green strip there. It kind of extends those strips of pattern papers that I have there. I did do some computer journaling on this note card. I just adhered that note card to the printer paper. So I first do my journaling and print it on regular computer paper, and then I adhere the note card right on top of it, and I just run it through the printer one more time. And I love doing that because my writing I can't stand my own writing. I'm going to go ahead and start adhering a lot of these ephemera pieces down. So I'm using some foam tape to pop some of the pieces up and give them some dimension. I had some foam tape behind my photos as well. I'm starting to look through the chipboard pieces, and I found this together chipboard sticker that I wanted to use for my title. I like to add bows to my projects, so I found some green twine that matches this green tag, and I'm going to very quickly tie a bow with that twine. So the tool I am using, it's called a Bow Easy, and you can get it on Amazon, so there will be a link in the video description for the Bow Easy if you are interested in it. I use that tool all the time and I just love it. So I'm also adding a Chipboard Deer on here because that deer is just adorable. And I decided to move the orange butterfly up to the top simply because, like I said before, I wanted to keep the colors coordinating down, the pink and the orange and the green, because I covered them all up. And so this way you still get that effect even though you can't see those strips of paper. The last thing I'm going to add on here are some Puffy stickers. Every month PageMaps comes up with new sketches, so please go check out her sketches. They really do spark your inspiration. I just love them. So thanks so much for stopping by. Bye bye now.